Manchester United have just blown Tottenham Hotspur out of the water, and it all comes down to one jaw-dropping wage offer. United hijacked a verbal agreement that was already in place. They identified a financial vulnerability and exploited it with surgical precision. And they used Champions League football as the ultimate weapon to seal their case. This is the full story of how Old Trafford is on the verge of landing one of the most exciting young midfielders in European football. Mateus Fernandes is a 21-year-old Portuguese midfielder who spent the 2025-26 season at West Ham United. Despite the Hammers suffering the devastating blow of relegation to the EFL Championship, Fernandes stood out as one of the brightest individual performers in the entire Premier League. He was named among the most exciting young midfielders in the league throughout the campaign, a player who combined defensive intensity with genuine creative output. The relegation, however, changed everything for him and for West Ham's ability to hold on to their prized asset. West Ham opened the exit door, but at a massive price. Before we go any further into this blockbuster transfer story, if you're watching this on United Flow and you're not yet subscribed, now is the time. This channel exists to bring you the most detailed, fact-driven Manchester United coverage on the platform. Every transfer update, every tactical breakdown, every confirmed signing, we cover it all. Hit that subscribe button right now, smash the like button on this video, and drop a comment below telling us, do you think Mateus Fernandes should choose United over Spurs? We read every single comment. Now back to the story. Tottenham Hotspur entered the race for Fernandes first. Roberto De Zerbi's side led the charge, and according to reports, a verbal agreement was reportedly reached with Fernandes. The player gave the green light. His bags were seemingly packed for North London, and Spurs believed the deal was as good as done. Then Manchester United gatecrashed the party. New United manager Michael Carrick identified Fernandes as a priority target and instructed the club's recruitment team to reopen talks with the player's agent at the last minute. The audacity of the move cannot be understated. United were attempting to hijack what appeared to be a done deal. Carrick's midfield had been identified as the department most urgently in need of rebuilding following the departure of Casemiro, and Fernandes fit the required profile in almost every measurable way. Carrick was also already closing in on Atalanta's Edson Alvarez and wanted to pair the two players together as a double pivot in the center of the park. That vision gave the pursuit of Fernandes additional strategic urgency. The wages story is where this transfer truly becomes remarkable. During his time at West Ham in the Premier League, Fernandes was earning £70,000 per week. However, West Ham's relegation triggered an automatic clause in his contract, a relegation release clause that cut his wages by 50%, dropping him to £35,000 per week. That is a brutal financial blow for a player of his caliber and age, and it created the precise opening that Manchester United needed. United's recruitment and financial team identified the wage drop as the perfect leverage point. They structured a proposal that would massively restore and significantly boost Fernandes' income, while remaining within the club's internal wage structure and financial controls. The reported offer includes a substantial jump in basic weekly wages, performance-related bonuses built into the contract structure, and crucially a Champions League appearance bonus, arguably the most financially and professionally enticing element of the entire package. Going from £35,000 per week to a top-6 Premier League salary represents a life-changing financial difference for any player, let alone a 21-year-old still in the early stages of his career. Old Trafford's global commercial platform and its Champions League participation next season complete a picture that is extraordinarily difficult to refuse. While the wage offer was being structured, the club-to-club financial negotiations were running in parallel. Manchester United submitted an opening bid of £60 million for Fernandes, a figure West Ham rejected immediately. The Hammers placed their valuation firmly in the £80 million to £85 million bracket. Adding complexity to the negotiation is a reported 15% sell-on clause owed to Southampton on any profit generated from Fernandes' sale, a factor that gives West Ham additional motivation to push the transfer fee as high as possible. West Ham are holding firm on their valuation, and they have every right to do so given the player's age, his performances, and the interest from multiple top-flight clubs. United's response to the rejected opening bid has been unambiguous. The club are ready to match West Ham's full valuation in order to kill off Tottenham's interest decisively and quickly. The race against time is real. United want this deal wrapped up before Spurs have the opportunity to recover and re-enter negotiations. Beyond the finances, Manchester United's confirmed Champions League participation next season represents what may be their single most powerful selling point in this entire pursuit. At 21 years old, Fernandes would be stepping directly onto the European stage, competing against the continent's elite clubs from the very first week of the campaign. The contrast with Tottenham's European football situation, and particularly with the prospect of playing championship football with West Ham, is stark and significant. Under Michael Carrick, Old Trafford carries genuine project momentum. The ambition is visible, the recruitment is purposeful, and the footballing vision is clear. Playing alongside Edson Alvarez in a dynamic central midfield partnership would place Fernandes at the heart of one of the most talked about rebuilding projects in European football. For a young midfielder at the peak of his developmental years, that opportunity at a club of United's global stature is difficult to replicate anywhere else. From an analytical standpoint, Fernandes addresses a specific and urgent need in Carrick's squad blueprint. He combines defensive work rate with creative output, a profile that is exceptionally rare at his age. He is young enough to grow into a long-term role, and his Portuguese profile fits the growing recruitment pattern that United's scouting department has been developing. However, the risks deserve honest acknowledgement. £80 million or above is a significant financial commitment for a player whose club was just relegated from the Premier League. The psychological pressure of stepping in to effectively fill the void left by Casemiro, a player with multiple Champions League winners' medals, is a genuine challenge for any young midfielder. The question of whether he can deliver consistent performances in a United shirt from the very first season remains open. Nevertheless, the bigger picture under Carrick is compelling. Fernandes and Edson Alvarez as a central midfield double pivot could represent the most exciting United engine room in well over a decade, bringing together youth, energy, technical quality, and physical presence in one partnership. The verdict here is clear. Manchester United are now the strong favorites to land Mateus Fernandes. Wage offer, structurally smart and financially transformative for the player, combined with confirmed Champions League football, creates a proposal that Tottenham simply cannot match on equivalent terms. The fee negotiation between United and West Ham is the final hurdle, but with United reportedly prepared to meet West Ham's £80 million to £85 million valuation, that hurdle is not insurmountable. The expectation is that this deal gets done within the next 2 weeks. If it does, Carrick's midfield for the 2026-27 season could look completely unrecognizable, and that is not a bad thing for United supporters who have watched this department underperform for too long. That is the complete detailed breakdown of Manchester United's incredible wage offer to Mateus Fernandes and everything surrounding this transfer. If you want to be the first to know when this deal is confirmed or if it sensationally falls apart, then United Flow is the only channel you need. We do not do speculation for the sake of it. We bring you structured, fact-driven United coverage every single time. Subscribe to United Flow right now, ring that notification bell so you never miss a single update, and join thousands of passionate United supporters who are already part of this community. We will be back the moment there is a development on this story. Until then, stay informed, stay red, and we will see you in the next one.